No rare earth threat. That's gone, completely gone. We have tremendous amounts of
A man who once claimed he could shoot someone on a busy street and not lose voters also built one of the most recognizable luxury empires in the world. A man whose name is stamped in gold on skyscrapers, jets, and golf courses has lived a life where power, controversy, wealth, and spectacle collide in ways that feel almost unreal. But here is the question that makes this story impossible to ignore. How does someone go from inheriting a real estate business to living a billionaire lifestyle that blends politics, celebrity, and global influence into one unstoppable force? This is not just about money. This is about image, control, ambition, and secrets that most people never see. Donald Trump was not born poor. He stepped into a world where opportunity already existed. His father, Fred Trump, built a strong real estate foundation in New York, focusing on middle-class housing. But Donald did not want to remain in the shadows of modest developments. He wanted something bigger, something louder, something impossible to ignore. And that is where the billionaire persona began. He moved into Manhattan with a vision that many thought was unrealistic. Manhattan was already dominated by powerful developers, and breaking into that circle required not just money, but boldness. Donald Trump did not just enter that world. He forced himself into it. His early projects, like the transformation of the Commodore Hotel into the Grand Hyatt, signaled a shift. This was not about simple real estate. This was about branding. Then came Trump Tower. Not just a building, a statement, a towering symbol of luxury, gold, and excess standing in the heart of New York City. The marble, the glass, the cascading indoor waterfall. Everything was designed to scream wealth. But here is what made it different. Trump did not just sell apartments. He sold an idea. Living there meant you were part of something elite, something powerful. And suddenly, his name became more than a surname. It became a brand. But let us pause for a second and think about this. What does it actually mean to live a billionaire lifestyle? Is it just about money in the bank, or is it about how that money transforms reality itself? Donald Trump lifestyle has always been about visibility. Private jets, luxury penthouses, gold-plated interiors, and a constant presence in media. His Boeing 757, often called Trump Force One, became a flying symbol of wealth. Inside, gold accents, leather seating, and a level of comfort that most people will never experience. And then there are the golf courses, spread across the United States, Scotland, Ireland, and beyond. These are not just sports venues. They are carefully designed experiences, perfectly maintained greens, ocean views, elite memberships. These places attract the wealthy, the powerful, and those who want to feel like they belong to that world. But here is something interesting. The billionaire life of Donald Trump has never been smooth. There were moments when everything looked like it could collapse. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Trump faced massive financial trouble. Casinos in Atlantic City were struggling. Debt was piling up. Reports suggested he was billions of dollars in debt. For many, that would have been the end. But this is where the story takes a different turn. He rebranded himself. He leaned into media. Books, interviews, public appearances. He turned his struggles into part of the narrative. And eventually, he reinvented himself not just as a businessman, but as a celebrity. Then came television. The show The Apprentice changed everything. Suddenly, millions of people were watching him every week. He was no longer just a real estate developer. He was a personality, a decision maker, a figure of authority who could hire or fire with a single sentence. "You are fired" became one of the most recognized phrases in television history. But think about this carefully. That phrase was not just entertainment. It reinforced an image, power, control, authority, and that image became incredibly valuable. As time went on, Trump expanded his brand into everything from hotels to licensing deals. His name appeared on buildings he did not even own. That is the power of branding at a billionaire level. When your name itself becomes a product, you are no longer limited by physical assets. But the story does not stop there. Because the most unexpected chapter was still ahead: politics. When Donald Trump announced his run for president, many people did not take it seriously. A businessman and television personality stepping into one of the most powerful political arenas in the world seemed unlikely. But here is where things get intense. He understood something that many politicians did not. Attention is power. Narrative is power. Controlling the conversation is power. And he used that understanding to his advantage. His campaign was unconventional. Direct communication, strong language, bold promises. He connected with millions of people who felt unheard. And against expectations, he won. Becoming the President of the United States transformed his billionaire lifestyle into something even more complex. Now it was not just about luxury in business. It was about global influence. Imagine going from negotiating real estate deals to negotiating with world leaders. From hosting celebrities to hosting heads of state, the scale of power changed completely. But even as president, the billionaire identity remained visible. Properties like Mar-a-Lago became central locations for meetings and gatherings. His brand, his image, his lifestyle never disappeared. They evolved. And here is where the story gets deeper, because behind the visible luxury and power, there are layers that people rarely talk about. The idea of wealth is often simple in public perception, but real billionaire power often lies in networks, connections, influence. Donald Trump spent decades building relationships across business, media, and politics. These networks are not always visible, but they are incredibly powerful. Another hidden layer is perception. Trump understood the importance of appearing successful even during difficult times. Image management became a key part of his strategy. Confidence, bold statements, and a refusal to appear weak helped maintain his brand, even when challenges arose. What if the real secret of billionaire life is not just making money, but controlling how people see you? That idea changes everything. Because once perception is controlled, opportunities follow. But the story also includes controversy, legal battles, business disputes, political tensions. His life has been filled with moments that sparked global debates. Supporters see him as a bold leader who challenges the system. Critics see him as a figure surrounded by conflict. And yet, through all of it, the billionaire lifestyle continues. Luxury residences, global properties, and a level of recognition that few people ever achieve. Even after his presidency, Trump remains one of the most talked about figures in the world. His influence in politics continues. His business empire still operates. His brand still holds value. And here is something fascinating. The line between celebrity, businessman, and political figure has completely blurred in his case. This is not something that happens often. Most billionaires stay in the background. Most politicians focus only on governance. Most celebrities stay within entertainment. But Donald Trump combined all three. That combination created a unique kind of power. Now let us go deeper into the lifestyle itself. Luxury for Trump is not subtle, it is bold. Gold interiors, grand chandeliers, large spaces, dramatic design. Everything is meant to stand out. It reflects a personality that values visibility and dominance. His penthouse in Trump Tower is often described as one of the most extravagant living spaces in New York. This is not just a home. It is a statement of identity. The same applies to his resorts and hotels. They are designed to create an experience. When people walk in, they feel they are entering a world of wealth and exclusivity. But there is another side to billionaire life that people rarely consider. Maintaining an empire is not simple. Managing properties, dealing with legal matters, navigating public perception, and handling constant media attention creates a level of pressure that is difficult to imagine. And in Trump's case, that pressure is multiplied by political involvement. Every move is analyzed. Every statement is discussed. Every decision can have global impact. Now imagine living under that level of scrutiny while maintaining a billionaire lifestyle. It is not just about enjoying wealth. It is about defending it, growing it, and protecting the image attached to it. Let us shift focus for a moment. Think about how influence works in the modern world: social media, news cycles, global communication. In this environment, attention can be more valuable than money. Donald Trump mastered this environment. Whether through speeches, interviews, or online platforms, he consistently stays in the spotlight. This constant presence keeps his brand alive and relevant, and that is a key secret. Relevance. Many wealthy individuals fade from public attention. Trump does not. He remains a central figure in discussions about politics, business, and media. Now here is an interesting thought to pull you deeper into this story. What if the real luxury is not private jets or gold interiors, but the ability to shape conversations on a global scale? Because that is a different kind of power. And Donald Trump has demonstrated that power repeatedly. But the story is still evolving. Recent years have shown that his influence in politics remains strong. His supporters continue to rally behind him. His presence in elections, debates, and national discussions keeps him at the center of attention. At the same time, his business empire adapts to changing economic conditions. Real estate markets shift, global economies fluctuate, but the brand continues. This adaptability is another key element of billionaire success. It is not just about building wealth. It is about surviving challenges and staying relevant through changing circumstances. And here is something that might surprise you. Despite the scale of his wealth and influence, much of Trump's success comes from understanding simple human psychology. Confidence attracts attention. Boldness creates headlines. Controversy keeps people talking. These elements, when combined strategically, create a powerful presence. But behind that reality is a journey filled with risks, failures, reinvention, and relentless ambition. And that is what makes this story so compelling. It is not just about wealth. It is about transformation. From a real estate developer to a global brand, from a television personality to a political leader, from financial struggles to billionaire status, each phase added a new layer to his identity, and those layers together create the life we see today. Now here is the final question that lingers. Is the billionaire life of Donald Trump defined by luxury or by the ability to remain powerful in every arena he enters? Because if you look closely, the luxury is just the surface. The real story is about control, influence, and the constant drive to stay at the top. And whether people admire him or criticize him, Donald Trump has built a life that refuses to be ignored. A life where wealth meets power, where image meets reality, where success is not just measured in dollars, but in impact. And as the world continues to change, one thing remains certain. The story of his billionaire life is far from over.